Hi, I'm Gareth Spence and welcome to Tech Talk. One of the hottest topics in the networking industry right now is ZR optics. These pluggable devices are transforming how operators and enterprises develop their networks. At this year's OFC, Adtran has unveiled a universal host card that has the potential to unlock the full capabilities of ZR optics in carrier infrastructure. To provide more information on this news, I'm joined by Adtran's Ryan Schmidt. Ryan, let's take this from the top. What has Adtran announced?
Yeah, this is, thanks Gareth for having me. This is our new M-Flex800. It's a universal host card for our latest coherent technology. So it supports anything from 100 gig to 800 gig ZR optics. It's very simple, small, and has a lot of flexibility to be used in a lot of different variety of implementations.
What makes this stand out from everything else at the show?
Well, first of all, as you know, ZR optics are a really hot item, and this supports, what's different is this really supports everything from 100 gig to 800 gig, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. It's also in a blade type device, so it has the flexibility to go into a wide different variety of different types of shelves, 1HUs all the way to 12HUs, so it gives a lot of flexibility to the carriers.
One of the buzz terms at the show is IP over DWDM.
Yeah.
I understand that with the M-Flex800, Adtran is enabling IP to DWDM.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, first of all, I want to make sure it's clear. Adtran is very supportive of the trend toward IP over WDM, right? Which is putting a lot of the optics into the routers themselves. That has a lot of challenges, though. IP over WDM. It has a lot of challenges from a provisioning perspective, from a management perspective, and also from aggregating signals. So this works very nicely. It's a nice partner with that, and so it helps enable IP over WDM. And this can really interface to the routers, and then there's going to be certain cases where routers need to maybe aggregate 100 gig interfaces to 400 gig, or aggregate 400 gig to 800 gig. That may make more sense from a customer's deployment or configuration. And also with this, we can, with the flexibility of our shelves, we can do this in a variety of different types of environments.
You mentioned flexibility, sorry to jump in, but you mentioned flexibility there.
Yeah.
How flexible is the M-Flex?
Okay, it's flexible in a couple different ways. Number one, it's flexible because it supports anything from 100 gig to 800 gig in a single card. Okay, so if you want to start with 100 gig interfaces, you can do that, and then if you want to go to 400 gig, or you maybe have some devices that want to go to 800 gig, you can do that in one card, okay? So that's flexible. It also is flexible because it does aggregation. So it'll aggregate 100 gig into 400 gig or 400 gig into 800 gig. But it's also flexible because this can go into any kind of chassis. You can go into a high temp edge type chassis, 1HU, or you can go into a core 12HU chassis. This can be universally used with all of the rest of our platform with OLS, amplifiers, ROADM, switching, and all that. So it's very flexible from that perspective.
And what potential does this have to help carriers with their inventory pools?
Yeah, so with that, because of the flexibility, you only need one card. Instead of having to spare a 400 gig card, or later on you may have an 800 gig card, or you want to have a different card for 100 gig capabilities, you have one card. So you can spare that. You don't have to have all these different types that you have to support. So it's much simpler from a sparing perspective. So,
great. Ryan, thanks for the introduction to M-Flex today.
Thank you very much, Gareth.